This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the acclaimed DJ and lo-fi beatmaker, the one and only WORLDSTAR Trip Hop, also known as Zoe West. Before we get to their interview, here is a sneak peek at Zoe's incredible talent. Well, hello, Zoe. How are you?
I'm doing splendid. How are you doing, Will?
Zoe, doing so much better now that we are finally talking. And listen, I want to talk a little bit about what the audience just saw a little sneak peek of, which is from your Instagram called Too Many Tabs. Talk to me a little bit about the impetus behind creating that.
Yeah, so I had always really struggled with beat making until I had discovered Serato Studio. It's the super intuitive way for people who are more inclined to DJ to actually use their DJ controllers to make beats themselves. So that's been a relatively recent discovery in my life, and making music in general is something that I really just got into during COVID. So yeah, Too Many Tabs has really just been my heart's way of singing about all the growth that I've had throughout that time.
It's amazing. Was it something about being still during this time, Zoe, that maybe you think activated this childlike sense of wonder and maybe bliss within you to finally go after your music?
Yeah, so I had before COVID, I was definitely a social person. That was what I did every single day, was go out with people. So having that suddenly get cut off really forced me to examine, okay, what do I do with myself? And that's where music came in, and music became my best friend. And I think I became my own best friend throughout that process.
I love that. And was DJing and beat making something that you always had in your periphery, or was it something that you thought about a lot?
It was something that I thought about a lot, yeah, but I had just never prioritized the time to do it, because I had been prioritizing the time for social things, which was incredible in its own way, but there's seasonality to life.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's never too late. I mean, but obviously you're still so young, Zoe. I want to know, what are you most looking forward to in 2022 with things that you have in mind in terms of creations or beats or music? I mean, can you give us a little sneak peek of what you're working on right now?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to connecting with other artists that are making music in ways that just haven't been combined or haven't been made before. And that's where I'm really excited about this FENIX app, because I think musicians have really been struggling with Instagram and TikTok, trying to beat the algorithm, because you're competing with, I mean, how do you compete with cat videos, So I love that.
You can't.
You can't, no. And especially, I mean, if you get bird videos, birds are making their own music. How are you supposed to compete with that? So I'm really excited to see an app like FENIX come out, where musicians can actually connect with each other and really learn from each other. And then another thing I'm really excited for as well is NFTs. And I'm really excited to see FENIX getting on that train, because that's going to be part of what helps FENIX really blow up, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, look, at these CEOs have become friends of mine. I'm so grateful. I've been on board for almost a year now, interviewing over 1,000 artists all over the world. And, many of whom in the East, believe it or not, are DJs and beat makers. And, I'm talking about Japan, China, and Singapore specifically. And just the idea of you possibly collaborating with these other artists coming on board as well is exciting, because look, at in a time today where I feel like sometimes our media likes to pounce on the divisiveness of the East and the West, I'm really excited that FENIX is an app that's truly becoming a collective of artists from the East and the West, but also combining not only the collective mentality of collaboration for artists, but also tapping into the whole crypto world.
Yeah, definitely. And that's going to be such a game changer for artists worldwide, you know, because I think especially the past couple of decades or so with all of these streaming platforms, artists really have not been seeing the monetary value of their creation. So NFTs are just, they're a long time coming, and I'm really stoked for them.
It's amazing, Zoe. Well, listen, before I ask my final question, I want to let the audience know for more on the incredible Zoe West, aka WorldSTAR Trip Hop. You can read more about them right below this video. Zoe, you know, this has been a tough time for humans, but especially artists, I think. And I'm curious to know if you could speak to any of the artists out there who've been having a hard time igniting that spark within their creativity. What advice would you give to them?
I would give advice that I read from a book, and it was a book about electronic music production. And I feel so terrible because the name of the book is totally slipping on me. But
okay.
The whole point, one of the whole thesis of the book was, if you have an idea, basically, if you allowed yourself to just cheat and like shortcut to make that idea happen, what would you do? And that little piece of advice for music, for myself as a music producer, has just allowed me to flourish creatively, because I think we have a lot of pressure on ourselves as musicians to really like make everything ourselves and go the hard way with things. And when you just take off those bumpers, you can really be impressed with what sounds you're able to make.
Zoe, that's a great piece of advice, especially in a time now where artists have been forced to do and rely on their own laurels. But that also, you know, I think this whole pandemic has been a game changer with how artists think and how they create. And so I'm just so excited to see what amazing creations you come up with next. I'm so excited you're joining FENIX360. And on top of that, selfishly, Zoe, I'm excited that we're now connected.
As well, me as well. Well, this is so exciting, and this is going to be a great start to 2022.
Amen, my friend. Amen.